Let's walk through an example of a project. Here's John Watson. He wants to hold a surprise party for the CEO's 50th birthday. He engages his friend, Mary Jones, the manager of the sales team, to make the arrangements within a budget he's set aside. Mary asks another friend, Keith Brown, to help with the arrangements. Finally, Selena Maxwell is a golfing buddy of the CEO and John, so she's offered to be a sounding board for the project. So our sponsor is John, our PM is Mary, our team member is Keith, and our stakeholder is Selena. Let's see what happens. Monday morning, John calls Mary into a meeting. He gives her the information he thinks she needs. Mary makes notes and sets up a meeting later in the day to confirm she understood what the project is about. 2 hours later, Mary meets with John and gets clarification on all the scope. So here's the scope statement. Party is after work on Friday, which is 4 days from now. And it's in the boardroom and all employees are invited. People not working in the building will be invited to participate by online meeting. The food is to be snacks and nibbles. There will be champagne for toasting, but other refreshments will be non-alcoholic. Entertainment is low-key music piped in over the existing music system. John asks her to make it a surprise. Mary adds that to the list. She asks about the budget and John gives her $5,000 to work with. Mary, back at her desk, creates a statement of work. She calls Keith and asks him to help. She tells him what the scope is and that it's a surprise. They brainstorm some ideas and then group them into work packages and create a schedule. Keith suggests that they put aside part of the budget for a gift. Mary meets with John again and confirms the schedule and an additional scope piece of a gift for the CEO. John okays the plan. Mary looks through the plan for potential risks. She thinks that the biggest risk is that the secret will get out and spoil the surprise. Her plan to avoid this happening is to keep the team small and not tell the vendors the details. Mary and Keith start carrying out the tasks and everything is falling into place. The caterer is hired and guarantees they'll deliver on time. The gift has been chosen and is on hold in the store. The music will be from a playlist on an iPod, which will be plugged into the speaker system. Mary develops an email inviting the off-site staff to a meeting, sending the conference number, and asking them to have their webcams turned on. As she finishes what she thinks is the last arrangement, the phone rings. The caterer is sorry, but they can't fill the order because they're being shut down. Mary calls Keith and they brainstorm how to find a caterer at the last minute. They call around and get a new caterer, but it's going to require an increase in the budget. Mary meets with John, who asks if there are any other alternatives, and then gives Mary the go-ahead. It's Tuesday, and Mary's feeling great. The party is going to be a success, and the work is done. She needs to pick up the gift and then sit back and enjoy the event. Then Selena drops by her office to suggest a new alternative to the arrangement. She thinks the CEO would love a magician. Mary says that everything's arranged and there's no budget. Selena won't accept the explanation and is nice but firm that her good buddy, the CEO, would love the idea. Mary says she'll see what she can do. Mary knows that she doesn't have time to get a magician and that her sponsor wanted quiet background music. She calls John and tells him what happened. He asks about the possibilities. Mary and Keith had decided that using the iPod would be a great way to deliver the entertainment, and it was free. So they used up all of the budget on the caterer and the gift. She said she could probably find a magician, but would need more money or cancel the gift. John agrees with Mary and says he'll handle Selena. Friday morning, Mary and Keith hand over the party to John. The present is wrapped, and John has his speech. The caterer confirmed they would be on site by 4 p.m. to set up. John knew he needed to keep the CEO tied up in a meeting till 5:30 when everyone will be at the party. They discussed how the project went and decided that in future any stakeholders would be informed early on about the scope and the decisions to minimize the number and impact of useful ideas that needed to be dealt with. The party went off as planned. John presented Mary and Keith with thank you presents for all their efforts. I hope the example has helped to demonstrate some of the key skills and techniques I've mentioned in the course. Now, let's move on to summarizing the course.